Tammy and Danny's Dragon Love Story. Granny Franny had just finished reading a story to her grandkids, Danny and Tammy.
Are you ready for a snack?
She asked them.
Yes, please,
they said together.
Okay,
said Granny Franny.
I'll be right back.
What should we do now?
Danny asked his sister.
I know. Let's make up our own story,
said Tammy.
Okay,
said Danny.
How do we start?
Well,
said Tammy.
What did Granny Franny tell us? She said that every story needs a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I can make up a story with those,
said Danny.
Here goes. One day, I went to the store to buy a pencil. The store was all out of pencils, so I bought a pen instead. Then I came home. The end.
That's it? That's your whole story?
asked Tammy. Danny shrugged.
A good story has to keep the reader interested.
Tammy continued.
We need to come up with a story that someone would want to read. One that's funny, or entertaining, or exciting.
Fine,
said Danny.
What do you want the story to be about?
I'm not sure,
Tammy answered.
But if we work together, I know we'll come up with something great. Let's write down some ideas to get started. First, we need to decide where and when the story takes place. That's called the setting, and it should be a really interesting place.
How about a jungle, like the Amazon?
Danny suggested.
Or a make-believe kingdom, or a dark, scary cave.
That's more like it,
said Tammy.
Let's set our story in a make-believe kingdom, maybe hundreds of years ago. That's much more interesting than having it take place in a store that sells pencils.
That sounds good to me,
Danny replied.
Now we need characters.
Tammy went on.
What kind of characters would you find in a make-believe kingdom?
How about a dragon and a prince?
Danny suggested.
That's good,
said Tammy.
Can we make it a girl dragon?
Sure,
Danny agreed.
We'd better add a princess, too. Stories with dragons and princes always have a princess in them.
That's true,
said Tammy.
Okay, we have our where, our when, and our who. Now, we need a problem that our characters have to solve.
The twins thought for a moment.
I know,
said Tammy.
What if the princess and the prince are in love with each other and want to get married, but the dragon is in love with the prince?
That's funny,
Danny exclaimed.
And what if the dragon has captured the prince and won't let him go until he marries her?
That brings us to the middle of the story,
Tammy said.
That's usually the longest part. It's where the characters try to solve the problem.
I have an idea,
Danny said.
To solve the problem, the princess introduces the girl dragon to a boy dragon. If the girl dragon falls in love with the boy dragon, then the girl dragon will forget all about the prince.
Tammy nodded.
That's good,
she said.
I like it. But something needs to get in the way of the princess's plan. Some kind of challenge.
Challenge?
asked Danny.
You know, something that keeps them from solving their problem.
Tammy said.
When a character has a new challenge, the reader wonders what will happen. That's what keeps a story interesting.
Tammy and Danny had to think for a bit. Then Danny exclaimed,
We can make the boy dragon really shy. He never ever leaves his cave. He's too afraid.
So the princess has to get him to leave his cave.
Tammy added.
That's a good challenge.
Next, Tammy and Danny had to decide how to end their story.
The princess thinks and thinks,
said Tammy.
Then she finally comes up with a way to get the boy dragon to leave his cave.
At the end of the story,
Danny said,
the two dragons fall in love, and the girl dragon lets the prince go.
And then the prince marries the princess, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Tammy said, beaming.
Right!
Added Danny.
The princess learns that if she just keeps trying, she can solve even a big problem like a dragon. And the shy dragon learns that the world outside his cave isn't scary. At the end of the story,
Danny said,
the two dragons fall in love, and the girl dragon lets the prince go.
And then the prince marries the princess, and everybody lives happily ever after.
Tammy said, beaming.
Right!
Added Danny.
The princess learns that if she just keeps trying, she can solve even a big problem like a dragon. And the shy dragon learns that the world outside his cave isn't scary after all.
The twins got to work writing their story and drawing pictures for it. They used the ideas they had written down to help them. When they were done, Danny and Tammy proudly shared their story with Granny Franny.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a prince and a princess. They were in love and wanted to get married. But one thing was stopping them: a fire-breathing dragon named Martha. I love you, Prince Henry. Thank you, Martha, but I love Princess Rose. Really? She can't even breathe fire. Maybe not, but I love her and want to marry her. But I have big, sharp teeth. Yes, you do. And claws. Yes, that's true. And I'm used to getting what I want, and I want to marry you. Help! Help! A dragon wants to marry the prince, but the prince is supposed to marry me. What shall I do? Princess Rose did everything she could think of to free Prince Henry. She tried to pull the prince to safety. She tried to chase Martha away. She tried to interest Martha in a prince who was more dragon-sized. But nothing worked. I have an idea. Princess Rose rode off on her trusty horse in search of Brutus the dragon. Brutus the dragon! Hello? It's me, Princess Rose. Will you please come with me to the castle? I can't. Why not? I'm really shy. I never leave my cave. It's too scary out there. Don't be silly. Look, you're very nice and funny and sweet. People will like you. They will? Of course. Don't you want to make new friends? I'm not sure. I have a surprise for you at the castle. Really? Really, a big one. I love surprises. Princess Rose returned to the castle with Brutus the dragon. Brutus met Martha. Martha met Brutus. It was dragon love at first sight. My plan worked. My hero. And they all lived happily ever after.